guys, it's Paige Blair, your favorite bad bitch and perfectly positive bestie, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. I've missed you. Here on this channel I make all things lifestyle, travel, including flight attendant content and positivity content, which includes going up, being your best self, and manifesting. So if you're into stuff like that, definitely subscribe to the tribe, hit that notification bell while you're down there to join the notification gang to be notified every time I upload a brand new video. Today I got a new video, and it is a review of the Sonesta Maho resort. And if you saw on my channel, I have many vlogs. I think I have 3 vlogs dedicated to my time that I spent in St. Maarten when I stayed at the Sonesta Maho resort. Like I said, I stayed at the Sonesta Maho side, not the Ocean Point side. There is 2 separate sides, and the Ocean Point side is the adult only side, and the Maho side is the family friendly side. There are only, to my understanding, 2 all-inclusive resorts on the entire island of both St. Maarten and St. Maarten, and Sonesta Maho and Ocean Point is technically 2 separate ones, but one because they're next to each other, and then it's another one closer to the cruise port. Just giving y'all a couple of facts of the resort. There were 2 pools on the Maho side. It was like all inclusive, or everybody can come pool, and that pool did have the swim up bar on one side, and then it had like the slides, like the tube slides for the kids to get into on the other side. It's the same pool though. And then I'm pretty sure that they had a shallow pool for little teeny tiny babies. I'm not exactly for sure, but I'm pretty positive that they had that. Obviously I didn't see that. I don't have any kids in my family, so we wasn't exploring it. Along with the 2 pools, they also have a beach that's connected to the resort. So I would say it has access to a beach. It is a public beach, and it's actually the Maho beach, the beach that you guys see when you do your research about St. Maarten and you see all the planes flying over the beach, landing on the airport runway. That's the beach that's connected to the resort. Accessing that beach is really easy. It's not a gate or anything in the way. It's just like a little walkway to get to the beach. Like I said, it's a public beach. People down there are selling things. You're gonna see people from all over. A lot of times people are selling art and offering massages, so that's something to consider when you're going to the Maho beach. I definitely suggest going because you get amazing pictures, amazing views, and you should visit the beach between the hours of noon and 3 p.m. That's when most of the planes are flying in. You'll see tiny planes to like huge planes. I'm pretty sure Air France has the biggest plane that lands on the island, and the second biggest plane is Delta Airlines. So definitely check that out. And Delta usually lands around 250-ish, kind of somewhere around there. The resort is also super close to another beach, which is Mullet Bay. Mullet Bay is absolutely beautiful. Maho Beach has waves, which if you watch my vlog, you will know what happened. So Maho Beach has waves, but Mullet Bay does not. It was very calm, it was very chill, and it was even clearer. The water was like so freaking clear, and the sand was so absolutely gorgeous, and so white and so pretty. However, that beach has so many people there, way more people than Maho do, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. They also have like restaurants and stuff along Maho Beach and Mullet Bay, and Mullet Bay is probably a 10-minute walk max from the resort to the beach. So you technically have access to 2 beaches on the resort. Let's get into some food. Keeping in mind the Maho side has completely different restaurants than the Ocean Point side. Because I didn't stay at the Ocean Point side, I can't tell you what all they offer, but I do know that the Ocean Point side had more higher scale restaurants. I'm not sure if they had access to all the other restaurants that Maho had, but I do know that Maho did not have all the access to the restaurants that Ocean Point had. For example, Azul is one of Ocean Point's restaurants where I'm sure they could have breakfast as well as lunch and dinner there. And you could pay on the app, it said you could pay $50 per person to go there for lunch, I believe. And I think it was 70 for dinner. I'm not exactly for sure, but there is an app with the resort, so I'll get into that. There were about 6 restaurants on the Maho side, 1 cafe which had coffee and little snacks. They had a shack which served like burgers and hot dogs alongside the pool during certain hours. And then they had about 3 standalone bars. One of the restaurants that is listed in the 6 restaurants changed for lunch and dinner. It's not the same. It's one restaurant for lunch and it's another restaurant for dinner. Completely different menu, completely different themes, completely different decoration, same location. So that's also something to keep in mind, and I will further get into the ratings of the restaurant and the good and the bad with eating on the resort. If you are into gambling, especially while you're on vacation, the Maho Resort does have a small casino in the lobby that also includes one of the standalone bars that's available on the resort. That small casino that's in the lobby also is owned by the same company of the casino that's right across the street, which is actual huge casino. And you can kind of like take your tickets that you win from like the slot machines and stuff and bring them across the street and still play with the same like gaming ticket. So that's kind of fun. Also over there in that casino has a theater, and that's where they have their big shows. Like when I went, they had like somebody from America's Got Talent, I believe, doing juggling. I didn't see the show because we were at another excursion, but yeah, so the casino over there is where I believe is a theater. Don't quote me because I didn't go. Also, one of the big perks about the resort, besides it being all-inclusive, is it's right on a little strip. And on this strip, it has shopping, it has restaurants, including restaurants that are connected to the hotel. And that's only for people that's staying at the resort, as well as lounges. So if you're somebody who likes some nice scene, likes to go out and party, club hop, or bar hop, that's a really good place for you. Getting to the nitty gritty, would I stay at the Sonesta Resort again? Yes and no. Leaning more towards no. Not gonna lie to you. But here's why. I think my ideas and my opinions are skewed because I stayed at a very inexpensive, cheap hotel on the island that was also technically a beach hotel because it was walkable to the beach. That was super cheap. It was really inexpensive, and I just felt like for the price I would rather stay there than stay at the Sonesta. I do think if I didn't stay at my cheap hotel first, then I probably would say that just hands down, yes, I'll stay at the Sonesta again. If you haven't watched my video about the Attendant Hotel, I will link it in the description box and have like a little thing pop up right there. So to me, I think it's getting really pricey, and I've stayed at other all-inclusive resorts that seemed like they were more inclusive. One of the things about the Sonesta Maho is St. Maarten and St. Maarten is a beautiful island that is extremely safe. I'm comparing this to my favorite all-inclusive resort that I stayed at when I went to Jamaica. Jamaica doesn't have the best reputation on safety, which is unfortunate, but because the safety aspect is an issue with staying in Jamaica, the resort made sure you had something to do every hour of the day. You weren't bored and you really didn't need to get off of the resort. And to me, that's worth the money for staying at an all-inclusive. So to me, it kind of wasn't worth it. I think the only reason we really stayed there was because of the food and the drinks, and they were kind of lacking luster. That's kind of what I gotta say about it. Is the hotel beautiful? Yes. Is the staff super friendly? Yes. Did I enjoy my experience? Yes. And like I said, if I wasn't paying for it, I would definitely stay at the resort. If somebody else was paying for it, like if my imaginary boyfriend took me and paid for it, I would totally go. Or if we was going on a family trip and I didn't have to pay for it, I would totally go. Or if I got a giveaway, like I would totally go. But if I had to put my own money into paying to go to the resort, I don't think I would go. I think I would pick a cheaper hotel that's not all inclusive, simply because a lot of the restaurants that are off the resort are more authentic. They're priced decently well, and I'm not eating all the time, all day, even on the resort, which I'll get to why. So you might as well just go with a authentic restaurant, taste the new food, spend some money, and like add it all up, especially if you're not like a heavy, serious drinker, or if you like to do excursions and you're gonna miss the events that they have on the itinerary anyways. When it came to events that was being hosted on the resort, it wasn't that many actually. I was honestly expecting more. I didn't really like the workout classes that they had available, which is fine. Everything doesn't have to be catered to me, but I didn't really go to any because the only one that I actually liked was yoga, and I missed that because of an excursion. Again, like I overslept through it. And some of the events that was booked just wasn't that fun. I don't think that had anything to do with the resort. I think it had a lot to do with the people that was there at the resort. A lot of people wasn't like involved. Like if you watch my day 1 vlog of being at the Sonesta resort, which is technically day 2 of me being in St. Martin, and we went to Caribbean night, my family was super excited to go to Caribbean night. We even dressed up and had like Caribbean themed kind of outfits, very flowy, sunset, Caribbean colors. The crowd was just bland. They were bland. I don't know if they were tired from the day or what was going on, but the people was there was just like nobody was getting up and moving and dancing. And of course the person on the stage was really trying to hype people up, but the crowd was a drag, and it kind of made you want to just kind of like go back to your room. It wasn't like that fun, and maybe they should allocate more employees or people that's working there to kind of like get the crowd amped up and not have the speaker do it, or the singer, because the singer has to sing already. So yeah, but it was like that for a lot of events that was being held, and some of the events didn't all the way come through. I'm not for sure if it was because of the rain and the weather had knocked off, but we were supposed to go to a funk night party and we were really looking forward to it, and it ended up not even happening at all. Also, a lot of the events that were being held was karaoke, and a lot of people don't really like karaoke. Once again, like the crowd was just lame. People were not like getting up and wanting to sing, and I think a lot of people who don't sing karaoke think because you can't sing that you don't do karaoke. Karaoke is not for the people who can sing, it's for the people that cannot. Okay, so we went to karaoke quite often because it was an event and we wanted to do any event that the resort hosted, because obviously technically we paid for it. So we were trying to go to as many events as we could go to. I will say they did not have a lot of events during the day, so if you were spending the day at the resort, you probably wasn't doing too much. I will say one of my favorite events that they hosted was line dancing by the pool. I wish they would host it more often. It was really fun. They always held it during the middle of the day where a lot of people were at the pool, and they would just play all the line dances, and with the swim up bar right there, a drink in your hand, doing line dances with strangers. Oh, a time was had. So I would definitely say if you do book, and let's say you don't book for a full 7 days, definitely stay the days that they're hosting the line dances by the pool, because they were so fun and definitely the highlight of being at the resort. We went twice. If I had to rate the events that the resort hosted, I would give them probably, I would probably give them a 4.7 out of 10. And like I said, I probably could give them more if the crowd was a little bit more enthusiastic, but they really wasn't. So it's kind of like going to a party that like has nothing going. When it comes to the food on a resort, I have a lot of issues. when it comes to the restaurants, I personally wasn't inconvenienced by the dress code, but there is a dress code, especially enforced for men, and I definitely suggest you look that up. In one of my vlogs, I stated how we have to go back to the room so my brother can change his shoes to go to the Italian restaurant. I also witnessed somebody getting turned around at the breakfast buffet because they did not have sleeves on. Now, keep in mind, both of these restaurants are next to the beach. Like, people are just leaving the beach, or they're going to the beach after eating, or they're walking in sand. Like, it's multiple reasons why people are wearing flip-flops and having like sleeveless tops, but that's something that's not, like, that's a big no-no for the restaurants on the resort. I'm not for sure why, and I don't know if it's culturally, so I don't want to talk too much on it, but it was kind of inconvenient for sure. And I can see it being a huge inconvenience for people who don't know about the dress code, and it's kind of all they pack because they're in a summer vacation. My number one issue with the restaurants was the simple fact that they were not open at all times. I don't know. I feel like if I'm staying at an all-inclusive resort, I should be able to wake up wherever, get breakfast, and like get snacks, get lunch, and get dinner, whatever I want, and still have somewhere to eat late nights if I went to an excursion and came back. Their entire resort for the Maho side was on a time schedule, and it will be times where it's only one restaurant open, and then one restaurant open is the pizza place. And you can imagine how busy that gets because it's the only restaurant open. They will have specific times, like I would say breakfast is over around 11. Lunch menu doesn't open up until 12, 12:30 sometimes. Lunch is over at 3, maybe 3:30. We're getting dinner ready by 5. Like, it's very strict on the time schedule, and like there is an empty window for a lot of the restaurants to like flip over to dinner. I think it's really easy to, or maybe that's just me because I don't cook in a restaurant or anything, but I think it's really easy to change a buffet over from breakfast to lunch and then lunch to dinner, even keeping the buffet open the entire time instead of shutting everything down and people just having to find their own food. A lot of times I would actually save food from breakfast or save food from lunch to eat in between waiting for dinner to be ready. Like, and if I'm paying for the food, then I really kind of expect food to always be there, especially when it came to like late night meals. Like, I would definitely eat dinner at the buffet and then go over to the pizza place, eat, like, get a couple slices of the pizza, take it back to my room, just because I know I'm going to be up later and I'm going to want something to eat and nothing's going to be open on the resort. So that was pretty inconvenient. On my vlogs, I further mentioned like what I thought about each restaurant while I was eating at the specific restaurant, so I won't go into too much detail here. Of course, you can watch my vlogs, they're on my channel, and I have 3 videos full of me being at the Sonesta and just spending time in St. Maarten and St. Maarten. I don't think the food was bad. I just think it was pretty bland. Like, for us to be at a Caribbean island, the buffet was slapping the first day I had it. Like, the oxtails, the plantains, like they even had saltfish for breakfast. Like, it was so good that one day we came, and then after that it was just like, okay, this is decent. Like, it's a buffet, it's kind of to be expected. The Italian restaurant was hands down the best specialty restaurant, and the most disgusting restaurant was the Mexican restaurant. It was so nasty. We ended up like leaving and then just going to another restaurant because it was just simply not good. Honorable mentions would be the tavern and the Asian restaurant, which is not on the resort but on the strip, and only people that has access to the resort can access those restaurants. They were decent. I can't really complain. I can't really rave about them. I did not get to go to the Palms Grill, which is the one that a lot of people rave about, but they no longer have the steak that's cooked on a lava rock, which is honestly the only reason I wanted to go. If you know you're not an adventurous eater, you probably won't have any issues eating there. Also, when it comes to the pizza, I thought the pizza was bomb. It was the best pizza. I still to this day crave the pizza. The pizza is delicious. But if you're like a pizza connoisseur, you might not like it. And I can also say I wasn't eating gluten or dairy before I got on this trip. I ate it on this trip, so it was absolutely divine. Best pizza I've had. Like I said, I still crave it to this day. I still crave that pizza. And they had like some garlic oil. Delicious. Also, breakfast was very good. I'm basic. I like eggs, bacon. That's pretty much it. They did have a lot, and I will say a lot, of gluten-free options and vegetarian, pescatarian, and vegan options as well. If you have a dietary restriction, they can definitely work with you, and you would definitely be able to eat on this resort. One of my favorite things about eating here was for breakfast, they had a juice bar every morning, and I would get fresh green juice, which is so good just for digestive reasons because I'm eating a bunch of junk. I'm on vacation. I'm not on a diet, and it really helped get things moving, if you know what I mean. One of my favorite things to do every morning was to go to the Maho Cafe, okay? That cafe was hitting. They made wonderful, beautiful, delicious lattes. I would get almond milk, vanilla latte, iced almost every morning. And they had little snacks. I didn't get on the little snack wave until later on in my trip, probably about day 4. But those snacks did hit. There was something that really helped me last until the next restaurant was open. They would have like little deli pinwheels and like little small sandwiches that were great to hold you over until the next restaurant opens for like lunch or dinner or something. They're also really good to take when you go on your excursions. And I took a couple of sandwiches with me when I went to the airport, and it definitely held me over during travel. So I would say my favorite restaurant would be the Maho Cafe for sure, hands down. So I feel like if I had to rate the food, I would probably give it a 6.5. Very solid. Not amazing, not impressive, and not a reason why I would go to the resort, but it held me over and it did what it needs to do. If you're somebody who goes to the resort specifically for the drinks, I will say their drinks was pretty much watered down. Definitely ask for an extra shot. I won't say the drinks was hidden on nothing at all. They were good. They were delicious. Their rum punch was really good. Their mango drinks was really good. Their pina coladas were really good. They tasted great. They did not taste like they had any liquor in them. And oftentimes I did ask for an extra shot, or I would like take my drink to the room and then like pour the bottle in. I don't feel like that matters because they give you multiple bottles in your room that obviously you can take with you when you leave. They give you rum, gin, vodka, and probably whiskey or something like that. I'm not for sure. We didn't drink all of them. Maybe tequila. I'm not for sure. Along with like different beers that they restock in your fridge and stuff. So I wouldn't say that their drinks are hidden on anything, but at any time, if you really want this drink, baby, you can add your own liquor that they provided. So that is definitely a plus. And like I said, their drinks was really good. And they don't mind like filling up your personal cup if you have a personal cup. The resort is at a wonderful location. It is probably maybe 10 minutes away from the airport, like a 10-minute drive. The taxis are at a flat rate all across the island, so there's no need to really shop around to find a cheaper like taxi. They're gonna all charge you the same thing. Just get a taxi at the airport. They'll take you to the Maho. You can either get that taxi person's number, or I'll have a couple of taxi people that I use in the description box. They were really friendly, really cool people. We definitely used them during our entire trip. And I really like the location. I love how close it is to so many things. The strip is really nice. We definitely did some shopping on that little strip. It's real close to 2 beaches, and it was just overall a good experience. Like I said, I did not have a bad experience. Please don't take it the wrong way because I said I wouldn't stay there again, but I just don't know if it's worth the increase of the price now. if you are looking for an all-inclusive resort to stay at St. Maarten, I definitely suggest staying at the Sonesta. Just because I wouldn't stay there again doesn't mean that I don't suggest staying there. I actually think it's a really, really nice resort. Like I said, my ideas are kind of skewed because I stayed at a super cheap hotel before, but I already stayed there, so I kind of know the vibe of it. I'm in no way, shape, or form bashing the hotel or anything of that nature. I think it was really decent and a really nice place to stay. However, if you're somebody who don't like resort food and you like to do your own excursions, I just don't really see a reason to stay at an all-inclusive. I think it would be good for you to get an Airbnb or stay at a more inexpensive hotel. So it really depends on your needs, because if you're a person who loves all-inclusive resorts, you like to chill by the pool, you like to be by the beach, and you don't really care about exploring different restaurants or spending that money at different restaurants, then I would say definitely stay at Sonesta. Also, if you're a person who likes to explore different restaurants, I would suggest you to probably not stay at an all-inclusive, or at least the Sonesta, while on St. Maarten, because they had some really good restaurants that we tried. The food was absolutely delicious, but I will say it's decently priced. It's not cheap food. I would say my place were pretty much $20 to $25. That's without me getting any drinks, because obviously I was at a resort, so I wasn't going out and buying drinks. So keep that in mind. When it comes to you deciding whether or not you'll stay there, you really have to weigh out your pros and cons to see, is it in your budget? Do you like to eat resort food? Are you a heavy drinker? Do you like to do excursions, or are you more chillax? And I would say you're probably going to enjoy your stay if you book staying at the Sonesta Resort, because it's really nice. It's really clean. It's really updated. I had no issues with my room. The staff was very friendly. The amenities were nice. Everything was open. Nothing was broken at all. The walks to the beach were absolutely amazing. I met wonderful people, and everybody is so nice on the island. It's so refreshing to see like just nice and friendly faces on a daily basis while you're on vacation, especially. So it's up to you whether you want to stay or not. I hope you guys enjoyed the videos. I hope you guys have been enjoying my vlogs and my recaps and my reviews. If you like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the tribe, and comment down below whether or not you would stay at the Sonesta Maho Resort. Thanks so much for watching, and I love you guys. Bye.